Hi everyone, welcome to the ElectricmotorGP show. My name is Nee, and today I've got lots to go through with you. And if you're here, please like, share, and subscribe. Please support us on Patreon as we try to keep this going. It does require a lot of travel, lots of digging into information, and for us to be able to put this out there for you. So your subscription and your support is greatly appreciated. So moving on, today's particular episode, we're going to be focusing solely on Xiaopeng. I was at the EV conference in Bali and I got to meet Jackie Gu. Now, Jackie Gu is the drivetrain lead executive for Xiaopeng. I need to get that clear because I don't want to muddle it up. Now, for those of you who are not aware and those of you who are not car buffs, the drivetrain of a car is what determines how the car moves. So in an internal combustion engine, you've got your those are the guys that build the engines and look at the efficiency of the engine and how the engine fits into everything else. For an electric car, they're the ones to talk about the electric motor in combination with the batteries to see how it fits and how to get the best out of it. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you, because a lot of people have been, Xiaopeng, Xpeng, they've not been very committed to Australia, and they're not sure if they can go ahead and buy one, and if this is something they should be looking at, and if this is something that they can commit to. From speaking with them, they are committed to the market. So if you were thinking about buying one, I wouldn't worry about it. Their plans are to go global to over 60 to 80 countries over the next 12 to 18 months. So honestly, don't sweat it. Two, they've also made a commitment to the Indonesian market, a significant commitment, which I would explain in further detail in a little bit. But that significant commitment to the Indonesian market, because the Indonesian market has got a population of 280 million people, also means that they're going to be making ride-and drives for quite a while. And since that commitment is there and we're a ride and drive country, we will benefit from the commitment they've made to the Indonesian market. So that's two. Three, they are aware that China is ahead of everyone else. So in my previous video, I made the mistake of calling the Kunpeng system the Kundun system, and I do apologize for that. I was slightly out of it. I'm trying to get myself back into the rhythm of things because I've been off for about 2 or 3 weeks. But the Kunpeng system I was trying to explain in that video is something that all of us should definitely be in for. Now, for the purists out there, they will tell you it's EV or nothing. And I respect that, but I'm going to tell you something from a logical perspective. So I had one of the channel subscribers bump into me in real life about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and he made some comments on the channel where he was saying, what is the point of having an EREV? And if you want to go EV, but if you're having an EREV, what's the point? So this particular video answers his question. And yes, if you do find me in the street and if you bump into me, please feel free to stop and have a chat. I'm more than happy to do that. But if you do see me with my kids, just be careful. I don't want them getting scared. But his question was quite valid. Why an EREV? If you want to go EV, go EV. The problem is infrastructure. That's the simple, honest thing. One of the guys who is responsible for the battery technology, and there's a video that's going to be coming out about that very, very soon, was talking about how China overcame range anxiety. And honestly, what they did two things, and they focused on two things. They focused on stabilizing the grid and also ensuring that charging points were available. And I mean public charging points. We're not talking about the privately owned different ones by different companies. Publicly owned charging points. There are 4 million publicly owned charging points in China. That's one charging point to 390 people. The whole of Australia has got probably about 2,000. That's one charging point to about 700 people or more. So that's the fundamental problem. If you don't build the infrastructure, it's going to be difficult for people to buy in. Hence why the Kunpeng system, hence why the EREV system is one that I will not poo-poo and I will not dismiss. And when I found out what Xiaopeng were planning to do, come on, hats off. Now, I have criticized them, uh, and you know me, I will be honest, I have criticized them. And if I think you're falling below where you need to be, I will call you out. What have I criticized Xiaopeng for? Taking off the lidars. I know ADR doesn't let the lighters in, but they should. And taking off the lighters is one of those things. And I did ask him, and to be fair, he kind of answered it the best way he could, and they said he would rather the software engineers and the people that are responsible for that answer it in more detail. But what he said was that the redundancies that we have in our system is more than enough to get you to where you're going safely. That's the bottom line of it. So what's the Kunpeng system? It's the super hybrid system. It's available in multiple different car companies at the moment. MG's got one. Leapmotor's got one. Sea Lion 6 is the most popular one. The Shark 6 is another very popular one. These are all types of plug-in hybrids, but they're different. So I'm going to explain the difference between a standard plug-in hybrid and an E-Rev while trying to explain the Kunpeng system. Now, the E-Rev does not move the electric motors. It only serves as a charger for the batteries, and therefore uses the energy it's generating to replenish the battery so you can go a longer distance without having to charge. The Kunpeng system is a thing of beauty because they've capped the maximum rev rate of it. And therefore, you almost will never hear the hum of the engine. In fact, Jackie Gu took the time to explain this to me on and off camera to say, we've taken a lot of time and effort to do this so that you don't even have any difference. We've measured the difference between the EV only and the E-Rev, and it's a minimal 2 decibel difference. So that's how good they've gone to try and make sure that you don't hear anything. And I really appreciate the time, Jackie. If you do get to watch this, I do appreciate your time, spending time with me when you were trying to catch a flight back to China. But going on, why do I think that this is a fantastic game changer for everyone? So imagine a scenario where I'll use the G6 as an example, the old G6, but not the new one. The old G6 will get you 570 kilometers on the WLTP, and most people that do drive, you say you get about 550. I've already heard, I've seen pictures of it, I've seen videos of it. The new EREV G6 is already tested in China as we speak, and that's going to have 1,400 kilometers of range. So you'll get 430, so the battery is going to shrink a little bit. It's going to have the same battery as what is in the standard range G6. And then you're going to have a 1.5 litre petrol engine mated to the system to charge the batteries. Just think about that. 430 kilometers WLTP plus 1,000 kilometers if you're using it in a combined cycle. And if you remember the video I did on the Leapmotor C10 EREV, similar thing, and I was able to equal out roughly the equivalent of 900 kilometers on that. What's not to love? You're going to have all the specs that you want. So all the creature comforts, all the things that you want in there are going to be there. Little birdie told me, it's not Jackie, so please don't come after Jackie. Jackie's not the one that mentioned this to me. A little birdie told me that it's also going to have a heads-up display similar to what's in the G7. So now you've got a car that you can drive without being worried whether or not there's the charging infrastructure available. You have all the mod cons of the G6 and the efficiencies of the G6 available to you. The battery that is going to be in the E-Rev and the Kunpeng Super Hybrid system is also 5C, which means 10 to 80% in 12 minutes. 10 to 80% in 12 minutes. Guys, think about this. You plug in your car, you go have a wee, you grab a coffee, you come back, you're done. That's it. So you got a big battery, you've got decent DC charging. AC charging is going to be 11 kilowatts minimum. You then have plug-in battery, plug-in hybrid e-rev system that could then give you an extra 1,000 kilometers just by charging. I was super excited when I saw this. So, Jason, if you do get to watch this, I'll save my deposit for the e-rev G6 when he comes out. But guys, if you really do like this and you want this to come to Australia as one of the top places it's going to come to early, you guys please comment in the comment section. When the video for the interview with myself and Jackie Goo comes out, you'll hear him say, our marketing teams look on the internet to see what the consumers want. We look at all this Instagram accounts, we look at all these YouTube accounts, we look at your comment section. It's your comment section that determines if we're going to come to you. So when you was talking about Australia, for example, you got a few core people that are very passionate about it, but you've got a lot of people that are ambivalent. And your ambivalence is not helping because they're not knowing what it is that you want and how they can deliver what it is that you want. So please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.